Okay, here we go with the Doculam that comes in the kit. So I've got the covering iron. I think it's going to be around 180, 190 degrees. Yeah. Looks like that's where it stopped, right there at 180. So the iron's at about 180 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll go with that, see how that works. So this is what comes in the kit. Doculam. So it's heat activated laminating film is actually what it is. So what we'll do is try and use this, make sure I'm on the right side of that. Yep. Okay. There's that. Let's try and get this halfway. So we get two panels with it. It's my first time using this stuff. So this did get one thin coat of 50/50 nitrate dope, just to kind of seal the wood a little bit. Then I did sand it again with some 400 grit, trying to get a smooth surface. So just kind of run your fingers around and any little nubs or anything like that, trying to sand them down. You have to be kind of careful because these ribs are very thin, and so it wouldn't take much to break one or sand a notch in it that you don't want. So let me always have like rags and towels around to kind of help. So with this dihedral, I kind of need something to help support this, like that. So there's a dull side and a shiny side. The dull side is the adhesive. That goes down. So here we go. Let's see how this works. The thing I'm most curious about is how well it's going to attach to that carbon leading edge. So here we go. It wasn't quite attached. Might need to go hotter. Yeah, that's not quite enough. Up the temperature a little bit. What I may do is add some tape to keep that from twisting. I don't want it to stick hard, so I'm kind of pull this sort of tightly. Well, let's see, it's already not stuck. Okay. Keep that thing from twisting around. See how much temperature we got now. Getting close to 190. looks like it's around 190. Okay, let's see how this works. No, that seems to be sticking it. Oh, and I can see the adhesive goes clear whenever it gets activated. The deal is if it's not attached really well, when you start to shrink it, it'll actually pull loose. Okay, so I'm going to start trimming. Leave just the slightest amount extra and try and kind of fold it over that center rib. Stuff is so thin. Okay. Now time to get out the heat gun. Got my Harbor Freight heat gun. And here it's just kind of, I mean, it's actually kind of amazing to watch. Let's see if I can do this on the lowest setting on this heat gun, and then you just watch that just get all those wrinkles kind of just disappear. You don't want to go too crazy. Don't keep it in one spot too long. Keep it moving. Yep, it pulled away from the bottom. Dadgum. So now, can I get it to go back again? The little pops that I heard, that was it pulling off from the bottom of these ribs. And crapola. Let's see if I can get the iron back and get those to stick. Well, this does seem to be working. I guess next panel I will try a little harder to attach it to the bottom of the ribs. Or maybe more careful with the heat gun. Because the heat that was shrinking, it was also the heat was letting the adhesive kind of let go. This is working though. I mean, it's reattaching. Kind of see there. So it wanted to pull away from that under camber, but it reattached. So I'll stop fiddling with it. Okay, I got the second panel covered. Let's see if I can get this to shrink without popping it loose from the under camber. I'm going to be a little more gentle with the heat gun. Well, here, popping loose. Just don't get too greedy on these wrinkles. Ah, there's one that popped loose. Got a little too greedy there. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to go back and reattach those. Well, that one's still attached. These three little panels kind of, oh well, that may just be the way it goes on undercambered wing. So I've got it all covered in the Doculam. Not my best covering job, but like here it pulled away, so I kind of overlapped, trying to salvage it. Same kind of a thing here. Gotta be careful with that heat gun. That stuff's so thin, it'll pull away and then shrink and get out of hand before you know it. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add tissue over the leading edge to kind of create a stronger debug. So this is how I do it. But I mean, I'm not an expert on this. This is just my methodology. So I've already cut the strip of tissue. And what I do is I kind of wet it down and get it to spread without bubbles, and then I put the dope on top of that. I'm going to use my brush to get it to lay flat. It wrinkles and bubbles out. And that alcohol will dry pretty fast, but just go ahead and dab off as much as I can. And get my 50/50 non-toughening nitrate. Probably should have a separate brush for the alcohol. But here we go. The dope should make it stick to that Doculam mylar. Okay, let that dry.